Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, and today I'm going to take you through a complete warm-up routine that you can do before your weight training workouts. Now this is what I like to refer to as the circle warm-up, because what we're going to do is take each of the major joints of your body and go through circular movements for each of them to warm up and to limber up all your joints, tendons, ligaments, and muscles, and to prepare your body for the workout that's to follow. So the first thing we're going to do is some neck rotations. And I like to start off with just simply lifting your head up and down. So just up and down like this. And this is really important because it's going to, first of all, just limber up the muscles of the neck. And a lot of times, if you're sitting at a desk or you're doing any type of work, you're writing, you're working on the computer, you're looking down at anything, a lot of times your neck gets fixed in a set position, and this can often lead to a stiff neck. So by doing this, you're stretching out the muscles of your neck. We're going to go side to side. Now in this video, I'm going to take you through the exact warm-up that I'll do. Now if you feel that you're particularly tight in a certain area and you want to do more, then by all means pause the video and go longer. But this is actually a full warm-up that you can follow along with right before you go to the gym. All right, and now we're going to go ear to shoulder. So just like this. And with all these movements, just go at your own pace. And what I mean by that is, you may not be able to move your neck as much as I can. Maybe you'll be able to move it more, but just work within your own individual comfort and pain threshold. I don't want you to do anything that's going to cause you to stretch or strain anything. This is a warm-up routine. We're not trying to basically push our limits here. We're just trying to warm up the muscles, tendons, joints, and ligaments. So just some easy, gentle movement, active stretching, if you will, to help limber up your body before a workout. All right, so that is the neck. Next, we're going to do some work for our shoulders. So just start off with some shoulder shrugs and then some circular rotations. So shoulders back. And shoulders forward. Now, I'm not really strict with the counting here on the video, but somewhere in the vicinity of 10 to 20 rotations in each direction is what you want to shoot for. And again, if you're feeling extra tight and stiff, then you can do a couple sets. So like I say, there's really no right or wrong. It's just making sure that you're actually working the targeted areas that we're trying to focus on. All right, so after some shoulder shrugs and shoulder rotations, we're going to do arm circles. So arm circles backwards. And forwards. All right, and by doing those arm circles, you'll feel your chest, your shoulders, your lats. I mean, all the supporting muscles in basically your chest and your upper back are going to come into play as well. So you really help to stretch out those. Another one that's really good for the shoulders is some rotator cuff rotations. Now I know a lot of people have problems with their rotator cuff. And this simple exercise here, this simple rotational exercise that I'm doing, is a great one to help to strengthen that rotator cuff and to stretch it. So by doing this on a regular basis as a warm-up before your workouts, it'll help to prevent rotator cuff injury. And even if you do have some rotator cuff problems now, it'll help to rehab them. So this is a very good exercise that you can do. And again, this is something you can do before your workouts at the gym. You can do it at home in your spare time, but it's a really good one. Another variation that you can do is just hold your hands at your sides like this and open your hands. And this is an external rotation for the rotator cuff. And it's a really good one. Helps to work those shoulder muscles, the rotational muscles, helps to open up your chest, and it also provides some light stimulation for your upper back as well. Again, 10 to 20 repetitions until you're feeling yourself warmed and limbered up. Now we're going to do some work for our elbows, and just some, basically you can just do some curls and extensions with your arms like this, but I'm going to do some in a circular fashion. So in one direction, just basically do some elbow circles. Again, this is important for any upper body workout. You want to limber up those elbows, and do the opposite direction. Again, 10 to 20 rotations in each direction, and if you feel like you need to, you can add in an extra set. All right, now we're going to do some work for our wrists. And this is a wrist exercise that I used to do a lot of back when I was involved with martial arts. As some of you know who've been following me for a while, before I got involved with bodybuilding, I was heavily involved with martial arts. Specifically, I did Kung Fu for a while, and then later on I did some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a little bit of boxing, and a little bit of MMA training. But one of the exercises that we used to do to warm up our wrists was we'd clasp our hands together like this, just loosely. You don't need to, no death grip, just a loose clasp, and rotate your wrists like this. And it's a really good exercise just to limber up the wrist joint. So just do, again, 10 to 20 rotations in one direction, and then 10 to 20 rotations in the other. And as you're doing these exercises, you may hear your joints kink and crack a little bit, and that's normal. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but I can hear it in my joints as I'm doing these exercises. And this just means that you're limbering up the joints. You're loosening up the tendons and the ligaments, and releasing some of that natural joint lubrication that we have in the joints themselves. Now we're going to work down through our core. So this next one is some trunk rotations. So I just like to put my hands up to the sides and simply rotate from side to side like this. And again, just go to the point where you're comfortable. You don't need to over-exaggerate. I mean, depending on your own individual mobility, just go to your own comfort level. But if you're more flexible, more agile, then obviously you can go to whatever's comfortable for you. Now we're going to do some work for the hips. And this is an area that a lot of guys neglect, but it's important to work your hips. So I'm just going to start off with some hip circles side to side, or actually hip side to side, and then we'll get into doing some hip circles. So say 10 to 20 hips side to side like this, and then you can get into the circles. This is a really good exercise for improving hip mobility and flexibility. So before squats, before deadlifts, before basically any lower body workout, this is some good stuff to do to help limber up those hips. Do them in the other direction, again 10 to 20 rotations in both directions. Now I know you may want to go off to the side somewhere where people are not going to be like directly watching you do these exercises, or you may want to do them at home in your spare time, because some people will feel self-conscious about doing exercises like this, especially guys. All right, so that's really good. Limbered up those hips. So now we're going to focus on our knees, and what I like to do here is just some straight knee bends, so deep knee bends like this. Show it from a side angle here. Again, 10 to 20 deep knee bends like this, and you'll really feel You may feel your knee joints crack and kink a little tiny bit, but they'll feel much more loose and limber after the knee bends. And then you can do some circles. So basically just do like a bend your knees slightly and do some knee circles. So again, 10 to 20 rotations in one direction. And 10 to 20 in the other direction. Now to clue up our warm-up, you want to do some work for your ankles. Now for this one, if you want, you can actually lean against a wall or hold a rail or something for support and just do some ankle rotations. So one leg at a time, just rotate your ankles. Again, 10 to 20 rotations in one direction and then 10 to 20 rotations in the other. And again, as you're doing this, you'll probably feel, your ankles and the joints kink and click and crack a little bit, and that's fine. That means you're working out those kinks. All right, do the other side. Again, the opposite direction. So there you go. That's a complete warm-up routine that you can do before your weight training workouts. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a try for yourself, and if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to post those down in the comment section below, and I'll chat with you down there. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to the Total Fitness Bodybuilding YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video. Take care. Over and out.